Now, Pedro Almodovar, Natalie Portman and Michael Douglas. They are just three of the big stars heading to the French Riviera city of Cannes, transforming into something of a playground for the film industry this week. The 76th iteration of the glamorous film festival kicking off today, promising some splashy blockbusters, some up-and-coming talent, and of course, a bit of a hint of controversy. There is Indiana Jones, Martin Scorsese's new film with Leonardo DiCaprio, and even a new Wes Anderson film, packed with every single star you could possibly name. So we're going to talk about, the whole coming up 2 weeks, if you like, joined by our film critic Emma Jones, who's on the Croisette this morning. Good to have you with us, of course, Emma. The festival opening today, then, with Moeen's historical drama Jeanne du Barry. What kind of choice is that to start Cannes?
Well, it's a really interesting choice because Johnny Depp, the actor, is in the leading role for a start. It's Jeanne du Barry is a very lavish French historical epic, and it's not unusual for the Cannes Film Festival to choose a costume drama of this kind to open proceedings. For example, in past years we've had The Great Gatsby, we've had Grace of Monaco starring Nicole Kidman, and even many years earlier we've had a remake of Fin Fin la Tulipe starring Penelope Cruz, which was also set at the court of Louis XV, or in the time of Louis XV, as this film is. So it's made and stars Mai Wen as Jeanne du Barry, and she was a woman of humble origins who worked her way right to the top to become the mistress of the King of France, Louis XV, played by American star Johnny Depp. Now, Mai Wen's quite a prolific director as well as an actress. She's made a couple of great feature films, including My King, Mon Roi from 2015, and also DNA in 2020. But it's the choice of Johnny Depp in the leading role that really says that the Cannes Film Festival knows that by choosing him for tonight, they're really going to get worldwide headlines. In some ways, of course, this actor is a bit of a controversial choice. He had a very high-profile court case last year, and perhaps he sees this gigantic world platform of the Cannes Film Festival as a way of rehabilitating himself, particularly perhaps in his acting role. He's going to be acting entirely in French. France 24, we spoke to Mai Wen a short time ago, and we asked her about the choice of Johnny Depp in this role. So let's hear from her, and also let's take a look at the film because it's opening in France this week.
Well, you know, he lost his first trial and won the second, and that's his private life. Very quickly I realised we'll never know the answer, and we're not prosecutors or judges. Unfortunately, his life is very exposed, but we had to get on with it. I started from the principle that it was none of my business. I wanted him to get a taste for acting again.
La comtesse Jeanne du Barry.
Surtout, ne regardez pas le roi dans les yeux. Ce serait perçu par la cour comme une invitation.
Une invitation à quoi?
À la bagatelle.
Yeah, it's certainly a very impressive trailer. I saw it myself when it was at the cinema over the weekend, in fact. Much is being made, isn't it, of 7 female directors being in competition at Cannes this year. It's a record for the festival, isn't it, Emma? What does that signify, do you think?
Progress, I think. That's what it signifies for sure. Yeah, a third out of the competition films are made by women this year, which of course makes it for more interesting odds for who's going to win the Palme d'Or, which of course has only historically been won twice by female directors. It's not quite the 50-50 that a lot of women were hoping for by now, but as you say, it is a record and it really shows that Cannes is stepping in the right direction. I think what's really interesting is the presence of African female filmmakers this year. So we've got Tunisian filmmaker Kouta Ben Hania with a film called Four Daughters. She's been Oscar nominated in the past. And we have a first feature film by French-Senegalese director Ramata Toulier-Sai, and that's called Benel et Adama. And she is only the second black female filmmaker to appear in competition. So why don't we have a little taster of what Benel et Adama looks like?
Adama? Darana.
miɗi wadde sahaji ko saha belɗo wonno e sahaji enen Allah mum.
Allah woni koye hollude en bela garten e laawol puccugol
sirto tan mbaɗen a adam o wujitani ɗum de.
Just to mention, of course, there are a couple of French female filmmakers in competition as well, Justine Triet and Catherine Breillat. And a lot has been made of the presence of the female filmmakers. And there's been a bit of sniping to say if it wasn't for them, that the competition would be stuffed full of old men, which is slightly ageist, but there might be a little bit of truth in that if you think that some of the directors competing include veteran directors, including Italian Marco Bellocchio, there's Wim Wenders, and there's also British director Ken Loach, a double Palme d'Or winner, and who says that this is probably going to be his last film, and at the age of nearly 87, that this is probably going to be it for his career.
Emma, thanks ever so much. Film critic there, Emma Jones, joining us from Cannes. Looks absolutely beautiful down there. The sun is out, as you can see, and a lot more coverage of the Cannes Film Festival. This is the place to be if you're into film over the next week or two, because we'll have an awful lot of coverage for you of the Cannes Film Festival here on France 24, so stay with us for that.